Warren Buffett once said the right time to sell a company is never. That idea is the North Star for a rule number one investor. The perfect investment is a business so wonderful and so well bought that you never have to sell it. Think of that as the ideal mindset. Buy like you own the whole business. Buy with the intention of holding forever, and let compounding do the heavy lifting. Now, that is a mindset, not a law. Companies change. Management changes. Industries change. Even Warren Buffett has sold businesses. So while we aim to never sell, rule number one also gives us clear reasons and rules for when to sell. The chapter walks through why holding forever is so powerful, what forces can destroy a once wonderful business, and the 2 times you should actually sell. First, why holding forever is such a huge advantage. A business compounds your money for you. If you own a company that keeps returning, say, 15% a year, and you leave the profits inside the business, you do not have to find another place to reinvest your gains. That consistent reinvestment is the secret sauce that makes small amounts grow into fortunes. Phil Town gives examples, companies that grew at roughly 25% a year for 20 years, and how $10,000 invested in the right business could become a very large nest egg over time. He then gives a realistic example. Imagine buying a company for $10 a share that reliably grows its earnings for many years. If you never sell, and the business compounds at high rates, that $10 can turn into a huge amount over decades. You might split the stock along the way. So instead of one share at $1,000, you might have many shares that, in total, equal that same big value. The point is that compounding inside a great business beats moving money around. Still, we have to know when to sell. Phil gives 2 clear reasons to sell. Number 1, sell when the business has ceased to be wonderful. Remember the 4 M's? Meaning, moat, management, and margin of safety. A business stops being wonderful when its moat has been breached by an outside attack, or when the insiders, the management, stop acting like owners. An outside attack is a competitor or innovation that makes the business obsolete or strips away its competitive advantage. Think of how new technologies killed typewriters and videotape stores. An inside trader is a leader who chases empire building, spends cash poorly, or chooses growth at the wrong return on investment, thereby destroying owner value. Both problems show up in the big 5 numbers. When those numbers deteriorate, get out. Number 2, sell when the market price is above the sticker price. The sticker price is your sensible estimate of what the business is worth today, based on conservative projections. If the market has driven the price above that sensible number, you can sell and look for a better opportunity. That is not a defeat, it is discipline. Phil uses Apollo Group as an illustration. If Apollo grew strongly, and the market later prices it above the calculated sticker price, selling makes sense. You realize gains, and then watch the company on your watch list. If it falls back to a level you like and it still passes the 4 M's, you can buy in again. Phil also explains an important nuance about buying back. The one exception to the strict 50% margin of safety rule. If you originally bought a wonderful business with a full 50% margin of safety, then later it rises to sticker and you sell, you may buy it back with a narrower cushion. For example, when it drops to 20% below sticker. Why? Because when you buy back after already having profited, you are, in effect, buying with other people's gains, which helps preserve your downside. This is not a license to accept weaker bargains as a rule. It is a reasonable exception, but only if you did the first buy with the full margin. The chapter also addresses retirement planning to make the case for holding great businesses. Say your holding grows to $1 million. You can either sell out and buy bonds, earning a low yield, or you can leave the capital working in the business and sell only the annual gain. If the business yields 15% a year, selling just the gain after taxes can produce a much larger annual income than locking the million into a low-yield bond. In short, keeping your money compounding inside a great firm can support a far richer retirement than cashing out and buying conservative instruments. Phil closes by reminding us to eliminate doubt. If you are ever unsure about whether a business still fits the 4 M's, use the numbers and your original analysis to check. Recalculate the sticker price. Recheck equity, earnings per share, cash, and return on invested capital. If the underlying case is broken, sell. If the price is simply above sticker, consider selling and keeping the business on your watch list. Discipline and a written plan prevent emotional decisions. To sum up the practical rules, try to buy wonderful businesses at prices that let you hold forever. Sell when the business stops being wonderful. That is when the moat or management fails. Or sell when the market price exceeds your sticker price and you can redeploy the money into a better bargain. If you bought with a full margin of safety, you may buy back later on a smaller pullback, but don't make that a habit. That is the essence of Chapter 10. It's about treating investing like ownership, using patient compounding, and having clear, unemotional rules for getting out when the facts change, not because the market made you nervous.